Life, I guess.
It's a big topic.
Yeah. There was, I don't know if you know what a quinceañera is.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people, mostly just teenagers, 'cause,
Okay. Sure. Yeah. All her friends and everything.
he was just saying how like there was kids there who just was just there drinking underage, and some that just didn't want to be a part of it. And he was like, well, my parents didn't pay money for just people to show up and not participate in any way. And I said, I understand, but kids that that's all they want to do is either just drink or just want to not participate or associate. So he said he got a couple of kids to, get them motivated and start dancing, which at the end they did.
Okay. Good. So the kids who were drinking
There
were
was
the
kids,
ones who weren't. They
some of
were
them,
just like they
there,
they weren't like dancing. Is that
it
what
was
you're
half and
saying?
half. There was kids that
Okay.
were just there just mainly just to drink
Okay.
because they knew that there was an open bar to
They
get
would be
alcohol.
able to get alcohol.
Apparently there was a room in there somewhere where they were hiding drinking, and we
Yeah.
didn't find out until like an hour before the place was about to close.
I mean, that's gonna happen. I mean, at those kinds of things. And then there were other kids that just were there, but that didn't want to dance and stuff because they just didn't feel comfortable.
I don't know like every single kid, but he said most of them all they just wanted to do was just drink and watch.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
there's other kids that just were like, whatever, I guess we could dance or whatever. You
Kids.
can't win them all, yeah. So the thing is that I was doing security there,
Okay.
and my boss beer on pitchers of beer, and I was like, wow, well, we don't know who it is because everybody was all dancing on the floor.
Okay.
So
And I mean, is that really your job?
yes and no. Um, so that's why they hired us was to make sure that nothing,
Sure.
nothing too crazy out of hand, or out of control, basically.
Okay.
Because not also that, they would lose their liquor license.
That's true.
They
Yeah.
would get fined big time.
Yeah.
And they said that they got fined last year. So if they get fined again, not also will I not lose my job, but we will get penalized
Sure.
for our company.
If people find out,
Yes.
but yeah, nobody is.
So
Yeah.
we're none of us are winning at all. And I was just talking to a kid just when I saw him going into that room. I said, listen, I don't know if you're drinking or not, or if that's your stuff, but just letting you know, if you are drinking, you're underage. And I just told him a story like, if I was in your situation, my father would beat the crap out of me as soon as I found out that I was drinking. So I'm sure, that won't happen to you, but it's just a matter of, like, you can go to jail.
Yeah.
You can, I don't know, might be grounded for however how long, but, depending on how they want to take it. But I know back then things were different 20 years ago. For me, at least.
Yeah. I was not a kid who drank or did drugs. I was a nerd.
Yeah, it's funny. One guy was just talking to me about that. He's like, I've never drank. I didn't care for it. And I'm like,
Well, I do now. But I didn't then.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had sips. Okay, yeah.
My parents threw a party, drinking beer, and I was like, well, let me taste it. I took a sip of it, didn't like it.
Right.
So then I spit it out.
Yeah.
I told myself, I've never touched beer.
Yeah.
Huh. So as soon as I turned 14, 15, this guy, next door neighbor, was throwing a party, and there was kids my age, and I was like, well, I guess we can try it again. And one girl was like, hey, can you grab me a beer? And I was like, what? Sure. And she's like, don't you want
To be cool to impress a girl.
peer pressure? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gave in. And as much as I didn't like the taste, I got used to it.
Yeah.
And so I never told my parents that until like years later. I think by the time I turned 19, I became an alcoholic. And I was by the time I turned 22, I knew I had to stop.
That's good. That's not long. That's not long.
No, but, you know, then I had other friends who were like, hey, come on, let's go to the bar, let's go to a club.
Yeah, that's a hard age to try to stop.
I just started, like, slowing myself down, not to go back again.
Yeah. Well, I knew I had that alcoholism gene. I knew that if I started, I would be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So I didn't until my 30s.
Oh, wow.
And sure enough, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. So I, have to work on it. Or, like, I do work on it. And I, but, yeah.
Are you still working on it now?
Yeah, my goal isn't complete sobriety. Like, I have it under control. But, yeah. I was out. I didn't have it under control for a while. But it's more like I didn't have my life.
Yeah.
When other things were going on in my life, I used that as like a coping mechanism. And so I had to deal with things that I couldn't deal with. And now I'm not using the alcohol to, escape, basically.
So, I was living with my mom. My parents divorced when I was 12.
Okay.
And I was with my mom, my stepdad, and kind of my half-sister. My mom pressured me to stay because she was pregnant with my little sister. I was about to just leave and go to California and just say, hell, I'm tired of high school. I want to get the hell out of here. A buddy of mine was like, hey, listen, I just got a car, and me and this guy are going to go to California. I was like, oh, cool. Not knowing that the car was stolen or was it really his car. So my mom told me to stop and don't go because one day your little sister's going to ask you, or ask me, what does my brother look like, or where is he?
Oh,
and
man.
She's going to say, I don't know, because never let me know where he's at. Anyway, so back to, that was like when I was, 18, 19.
So you were coping, too.
Exactly.
You were in a situation you didn't want to be in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, so by the time I turned 22, somewhere around there, because my little sister was already 3 or 4, so one day she went down to the basement where I was sleeping at. And she said, you gotta stop drinking, I said, all right, I'll stop.
Wow.
And I had a bad day. I broke up with my girlfriend. And I was still young, because, you have emotions, you have all this. And I just was drinking. And my sister came down, she's like, you promised you were going to stop.
Wow.
And I'll never forget that day. You promised. And she ran up crying. Because she knew that alcohol was going to break me down. And she didn't like how,
Yeah.
I was turning just depressed and didn't care. So that's the reason why I stopped first.
Wow.
That was the reason. And that's why when, I was trying to cope with not to go back to that alcoholism again. And I did.
Yeah.
I was managed, controlled, and,
Yeah. That's how it is for me anyway.
You have to also admit that you have a problem. It's affecting a lot of things, the people you love, and your job. And when it's affecting those things,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much better now, and see it as a problem.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of on a different path from like the AA kind of teaching.
Oh.
They can go hand in hand, but the book that I have been reading is called No Bad Parts. So it's more like working together with the part of you that like has been drinking to escape your whole life and figuring out why you've been drinking instead of just like fighting against it so hard or like making sure you don't drink. And so like finding the reason for it and then like
the root of cause.
Yes. And then like learning how to take over that function with your true self so that your drinking part doesn't do that for you.
Yeah.
And so that you can live those parts of your life without drinking. And I'm not very good at explaining it, but
No.
it's
I
yeah,
kind of get an idea of what
yeah.
you're trying to say.
It's basically like realizing that the drinking was almost a way to save you
Mm-hmm.
from something that could have been worse.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but like it was almost like it didn't know what to do other than that in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so finding other ways to, healthier ways to deal with those feelings and emotions as we go through life, instead of kind of just like white knuckling those same feelings and emotions and experiences,
Yeah. No, I get it. It's an addiction, and you have to manage to control it somehow. You have to find different types of ways.
Yeah.
You don't want it to consume you. You don't want it to just, wake up to the hospital. Like, that was one thing that kind of shook me up too. Yeah, so 22, and then like there'd be days where I'd go to the bar or club, and I would wake up like, whose apartment I'm in. Why am I in the hospital? Or why am I waking up in a park or something? I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
That's when I knew I gotta shut it down.
Yes.
And
good for you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's some serious stuff. Have you explored like what you like what you dealt with in childhood, or like what you went through during that time? Like, have you gone to therapy?
I mean, I can't.
Because there's some stuff there.
There is a lot of stuff,
and you could work through it if you wanted to.
Oh yeah. No, it's gone. It's past me now.
Well, your addiction is, but what you were dealing with when you were drinking that hard.
Yes, I kind of.
That part.
It has to do a lot with my mother, who really didn't care about me, or was never there.
So you, now that you are older, you can be your own mother to your own little boy inside you that needed your mom, that never got your mom.
Yeah.
And you have to parent your own little boy for yourself. And that's what therapy does. And that's how you like truly heal, so that you're not just like resisting the addiction, but like so you're truly not needing it. And not that you do.
Yeah.
And that you're grown and you're parented and you are whole.
My mom and father were never really there. My stepdad, I didn't really get along with him too much. There was times where he even said too, like, you're never gonna amount to anything. You're never gonna pass high school. So even my mom said certain things like just the stuff, and I was like, I'm tired. And it took me a long time to just. Even my father said, your mom was always going to be like that. She's never going to change. She's always going to be so negative, selfish, and yeah, I had to accept it. Years. There were times where I didn't even talk to her for like 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I called her and I said, listen, I just want to end this. I want to be, have truth. I don't want to hate you. I don't want to do. Well, I never did. I was like, well, I know, but it's like you never were there. Why?
And you're never going to get the answers that you want.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the twist. She was like, listen, I had a lot of stuff. You know how to raise your sister. You know how to go through a lot of stuff.
It's always about her.
Exactly.
Yep.
And my dad did say, but I don't understand why she always found excuses for every little thing.
Because she's narcissistic.
Yes. She was never there for the high school stuff that I did. She was never proud of me. Never, anything to try to help me, like get a better job, help me drive a car, anything, nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why I turned the way I turned. But then, like I also said, it helped me be stronger and also to forgive her in that way, So,
But for you to stop the cycle, you need to heal yourself.
exactly.
Yeah. And I don't know if this helps, but the way she is like that is because of her own trauma. And it doesn't mean you have to feel sorry for her or anything. It just is, that's just a fact. It's trauma all the way down.
So yeah, I just forgave her, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to stay mad at you for the rest of my life. Who cares what happened, And because she never really apologized, because she always gave the excuses for all those little things.
Right.
Not once she ever said, listen, I'll start being there for you now. No, to this day, she's not.
No.
Not proud of me, or even when I moved down, nothing. So that's why, rather me just accept the way she is. Because I don't want to always stay mad at her, have grudges or anything.
But you have to have pride for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, everything that you need from her, you have to give it to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you do need that.
Yeah.
And if you aren't getting it from her, you have to be the one to give it to yourself.
Oh, yeah. I give myself credit. You know, I'm the only one who got myself out of stop drinking.
Yeah.
Not my father, my mom, not my brother, or my sister.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it took a long time, but I am.
Well, I really, if you can find the time, therapy, everyone can benefit from therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
I highly recommend it.
I am in a better place now. I had like I said.
Oh, I believe it.
All in the past. You don't know how much I hated her like this.
Oh, yeah.
But I cannot always be hateful because then they'll turn to something else.
Right. But yeah.
I go to church, so.
Good.
That helps me too with coping and just,
yeah. Great.
Try not to think about the past.
Yeah. But you do need to, like, work through it too. You can't just stuff it away.
Oh, no.
And like pretend,
I'm past that now.
All right.
It doesn't bother anymore. Like I said, we made truce, and there's nothing I can do. She's always going to be that stubborn, selfish mother.
All right. Yeah.
But thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good rest of your night.
You too.